friends. I hope you're all doing well. So today and all through this week, we are going to talk about a very special fruit. Does anyone know what this fruit right here is? What is it? It's an apple. So we're going to be talking about apples this week. Does anyone remember what the word apple starts with? What letter it starts with? It starts with the letter A right here. This word is apple, A-P-P-L-E. That is apple. An apple starts with the letter A because it starts with the A sound. So all this week we are going to be learning about apples. So some of you might know this little dog right here. Well, he's little right now, but he gets very big. So this is Clifford, and he is the big red dog. And he is going apple picking since we're learning all about apples this week. So let's read about him going apple picking. So there's Emily Elizabeth, and there's little Clifford. Can you believe he was once that tiny? Clifford, fall is finally here. So we talked a little bit about fall. We said that the leaves change colors, and what do they do from the trees? They fall down, the weather gets a little chilly. Look, she's wearing a little coat because it's a little chilly. Yeah, so it's fall, said Emily Elizabeth. Emily Elizabeth liked the way the crisp air smelled. She also liked the way the leaves turned from green to red and gold. Remember, they change colors? But most of all, Emily Elizabeth liked fall because it was apple picking season. So the fall is apple picking season. There's Emily Elizabeth's parents, her dad and her mom, and there she has little Clifford. Clifford, are you ready to go to the apple orchard? So apple orchards have a lot of different apple trees because apples grow on trees, and a place that has a lot of apple trees is called an orchard. Asked Emily Elizabeth. Clifford didn't know what an orchard was, but he knew he liked apples. So he's gonna learn what an orchard is. All he knows is he really likes apples. Raise your hand if you like apples. You do? Miss Klein likes apples too. Welcome to Addie's apple orchard, said a friendly woman. I'm Addie, and who might you be? Do you recognize any letters? Addie starts with this letter right here, which is the letter A. We learned all about that last week. I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford. Emily Elizabeth answered. Well, everybody, said Addie. Hop on the orchard. It's just a short hayride away. So she's going to take them on a hayride. Have you ever been on a hayride? Look, Emily Elizabeth, said Mr. Howard. That pumpkin is as big as you are. So look, there's some pumpkins. In the fall, we also talk a lot about pumpkins. It's pumpkin season and apple season in the fall. And that one is tiny like Clifford, Emily Elizabeth said with a smile. Who knows what color that tractor is? Red. Good. Red like a what? Apple. Thanks for the ride, Addie, said Emily Elizabeth. I can't wait to pick the perfect apple. Have fun, called Addie. So there they are at the apple orchard. See all those apple trees? Clifford wanted to pick apples, but he was too small. He jumped once, he jumped twice, but he still couldn't reach. He can't reach the apples. Oh no, say poor Clifford. If I could just reach this one, said Emily Elizabeth. All her reaching made a loose apple fall to the ground. So it made the apple fall down. Woof, woof, barked Clifford. That's not the perfect apple, Clifford, said Emily Elizabeth. It's bruised. So it got a little bit bruised because it fell. It looks pretty good to me, thought Clifford. What do you think he's going to do? Oh, cried Emily Elizabeth. This one might be perfect. When Emily Elizabeth reached into the branches, a few more loose apples fell to the ground. How many apples are falling? 1, 2. So 2 apples are falling to the ground. Clifford sniffed the apples. Can you sniff the apples through the screen? Do they smell good? Awesome. They smelled sweet. He pushed all the fallen apples into a pile. So there's Clifford making a pile with the apples. Well, what have we got here? Asked Addie. Looks like Clifford has been busy, Emily Elizabeth said, giggling, but those apples are bruised. The bruised ones are so sweet, said Addie. They'll be perfect for making cider. So they're going to make apple cider. Have you ever had apple cider before? Thanks for a great day, Addie, said Mr. Howard. You're welcome, Addie replied, but I should be the one saying thank you. To Clifford, he found me the most perfect cider apples. I hope you'll enjoy this pie, said Addie. It's made with apples from my orchard. Clifford wagged his tail happily. He was so happy he had pie. Have you ever had apple pie before? It's very sweet and yummy. Rub your tummy, apple pie. There they all are, eating and drinking their cider. Emily Elizabeth, did you ever find that one perfect apple? Asked Addie. No, answered Emily Elizabeth. I found a whole pie full of perfect apples. So they had such a great time at the apple orchard. Look at them. All right. Thank you for listening to my story, and Miss Klein will talk to you all later. Bye, friends.